Hello, YouTubers. Welcome back to the Ancient Histories video. I apologize for this being a day late, but it is on Mark E2. And by the way, he has the same beginning as the older E2 and Thomas as well for this canon. So anyway, without further ado, Mark E2. Well, Mark was built in December of 1913. He first steamed out of the works on December 11th, 1913. So, like all E2s, anyway. So, like stated before, his first day at the job, he was paired with, of course, the oldest E2, Andrew, who taught him everything he knows. The pair worked together all the way till Christmas break. After Christmas, Mark was finally able to work solo. He also passed his test with flying colors, which is fantastic. He helped out someone on his branch line who worked with Victor the K2. Which, by the way, once we get another OG Wooden Railway ever, we are going to make Victor, and he will appear in the Ancient History and on the YouTubes. The Wooden Railway stuff. Anyway. So, for all those early years, before the end of World War I, Mark helped me have the ducks shine. In 1918, in May, it was loaned out to London Victoria to be a station pilot. During the station pilot time, he worked with his younger sister, Katie, sometimes filling in at King's Cross Station. In May 1922, he went to the works for his first overhaul, which didn't take too long. He returned the steam later in July 1922. He went back to being a station pilot on the Victoria for the rest of the year before he was transferred back to Southampton Docks. February 1923. Now experienced, he, along with his oldest brother Andrew and their sister Katie, they took turns taking the coal train to Yardsmith Docks, where Toby and his siblings worked. This was before Toby was sold to two different tramways. But we'll get to Toby's history soon. Anyway. Whenever they delivered the coal, they would also sometimes help out at Yardsmith Docks to help keep the place running. Mark loved being away from his mean controller, the man we shall not speak his name of. And he and his sister Katie had a very good brother-sister relationship. In 1926, he was loaned to Northwestern Railway for the summer period, subbing in for his sister. Who had her overall that summer. A late one. But anyway. Mark enjoyed working with his brother Thomas again. The pair attempted at Ricky sensation and had great fun. And Mark made sure Thomas was under control. He often told Thomas, "But keep that chicken is under control." Thomas took this to heart. It was a good engine, although he had to keep it going. He knew what is that he couldn't get his chicken in the way of his work. So after the summer period, being on Northwestern Railway in 1923, Mark went back to Southampton Docks for the rest of the year. However, he was invited back to Soda for Christmas along with Andrew. And they ended up staying throughout the New Year's as well. Mark was happy about this. He loved being with younger brother Thomas, and it showed. So after that solar visit, Mark stayed on the mainland for about 5 more years. In 1933, excuse me. In 1929, he went back into the works for a light overhaul. He returned in December, just in time to help with the last night of Christmas preparations. Or the last of the Christmas festival. He always reliable. Remain in good service, Southampton Docks. Something leaving once for another overhaul, and then World War II happened. After World War II, England's brothers were unfortunately reunited with the man that had abandoned them, as well as their little sister. And by this point, the youngest E2, who was Leo 106, started growing a hatred for that man. However, since Mark and his brothers had dealt with the man before, they took in stride. In 1948, of course, his railways happened. And of course, the engines got to be painted and crashed. From that point on, Mark finished out his British Railways career in style. It was sold in 1963 to a railway in Australia. The same railway that owns 3801. Mark was joined by other engines he had worked with before. Paul and Ross, the J50 brothers. Both were on station power duties. While Mark finally got a chance to run a branch line of his own, was also connected with the main line. He loved to live in Australia. And he sent letters to his remaining siblings, talking about his Australia adventures. When Australia Day happened, whenever the Australia Day happened, Mark got to wear the Australia flags on his front buffer beam. When Flying Scotsman visited as well during that time period, the two caught up. Although Flying Scotsman was too heavy to work on Mark's branch line, he always made sure the passengers who wanted to travel on Mark's branch line had a good time. After Flying Scotsman's visit, Mark continued to work in Australia proudly. It was well cared for, well loved, and he only visited the United Kingdom only a few times during preservation. In 2018, it became apparent after the Australia Railway, who had bought him back in 1963 and built a few new engines, they sent both Mark and Paul and Ross, the J50 brothers, back to the UK. They were sold to the North Western Railway and live there to this day. All three are station pilots at Vickerstown, where Mark's sister Katie never worked when she was finally put back into full revenue steam in 1972. So that is the history of Heart D2. A happier ending than what his brothers Scott and Sean got. And whenever he, Paul, and Ross are alone, they would talk about their Australia adventures. And whenever Australia Day comes around, they wore Australia flags in honor of the country that saved them. So thank you so much for watching. Next time, we are looking at another E2, which is Thomas. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.